wasn't really 100% sure if I was going to make this video or not, because my head is a clusterfuck of thoughts about this movie, and I'm going to try to make this video as coherent as possible and not be confusing or anything like that, but I'm just pre-warning that I have no idea what's gonna happen here. So we're just gonna talk a little bit about you know, Batman v Superman. So let's do that. So Batman v Superman is basically about Bruce Wayne being in Metropolis when Zod and Superman had their big fight in Man of Steel, and Bruce Wayne might have lost a few people, and now he holds a grudge against this alien thing that can destroy the Earth if he wants to. I don't know. It's basically what the movie says. And was it good? It was decent. Like, I saw a few reviews of this before I watched the movie, and I was like, this movie's gonna, like, I'm gonna hate it. There's no turning back from that. I'm going to hate it. So I watched it, and my expectations had gone from quite high to very, very low. And when I watched it, I was like, it's fine. Like, it's not the best superhero movie ever, but it's definitely not the worst. It's not Batman and Robin territory or something like that. I just don't know how I feel about it, really. Like, I think it's fine. It has problems. It's directed by Zack Snyder, and it kind of shows that it's a Zack Snyder movie. Not saying that's a bad thing. The thing with this movie was that I am a little bit confused because the movie is filled with great scenes, like great action scenes. The warehouse scene where you see Batman fight a lot of guys in the trailer, that's one of my favorite scenes in this entire movie because it looks so good and Batman is just badass. But it feels like Zack Snyder had so many ideas that the movie turned out to be 2.5 hours long and having like Lord of the Rings endings where you're like, is this gonna end soon? Or... And it feels like this movie were like great action scenes spread out, and then they just had to film filler scenes. Like, it feels like he had like these great ideas about action scenes, but he had to make a coherent movie, so therefore he had to film scenes between that, and it just, I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but it feels like it was just great scenes with fillers in between. It didn't feel coherent all of the time, and that kind of sucks because I actually enjoyed the look of it, like how it was filmed and everything, and the score is great. It made it confusing to watch sometimes. As I said, like, some of the scenes were like amazeballs, but dream sequences within dream sequences is stuff we're not supposed to touch. Don't do that. But I really enjoyed Ben Affleck as Batman. I am a little bit like this when it comes to Bruce Wayne, because they are two different characters, really, Bruce Wayne and Batman, even though they're the same person, but they're two different characters. And Henry Cavill, it feels like he didn't do anything. It feels like Superman didn't do anything in this movie. Like, he did. I know he did. This was supposed to be Man of Steel 2. Then it became Batman v Superman. But I thought this was going to be like Superman 2. Or Man of Steel 2, I mean. Feels like this was more of a Batman movie than a Superman movie. Not that I'm complaining because I like Batman more, but I was expecting it to be more about Superman. The movie's long. I've already touched on that. It's 2.5 freaking hours long, and not everything needs to be in this goddamn movie. Everybody had their own agenda. Batman had his, Superman had his, Lex Luthor or Alexander Luthor or whatever he's called had his, and Wonder Woman had hers. I was about to say his. So many things was going on in this movie. And one of the main things that people have been talking about, because I watched a few reviews, as I said, before I saw the movie, was Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I didn't hate him, but I didn't love him. Some scenes he was just like, that's way too much. That's way too much. You need to tone it down. But in other scenes, I want to mention a scene, but I don't want to spoil it. When he's on the rooftop and before he goes on the helicopter and he talks to one of the characters in the movie, I thought that scene was great with him. And I guess I'm supposed to touch on the whole Batman v Superman fight scene that is in the end of the goddamn movie. I sat through that whole thing to watch less than a 10-minute fight. Like, this is supposed to be Batman v Superman. They have like 3 encounters in this whole movie. It's when it's Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne. It's the final like big fight scene that they have, and it's when you see in the trailer and Batmobile comes on and Superman just kind of slaps it away. I think that's the only 3 times that they are actually like face to face. But I like the fight scene. The fight scene looked great. I kind of got frustrated at how it ended. Not gonna spoil it. Doomsday was in it. Dooms fucking day. And I feel like when I watched the trailer for the first time, when Doomsday is in it, like the second or last, when I watched that, I was like, this is just going to be in the end because we need to get Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman to come together and fight this one thing. And I was like, that's what happens. That's exactly what happens. And I do not like the way that he looks. One thing that I really enjoyed about this movie were the Easter eggs and the references to the Joker, because the Joker is my favorite. And the person I was watching it with were just looking at me and I was like, the reference Joker. The thing is that I really want to like this movie. I really do. I want to like it because Batman is my favorite superhero of all time. And I was really excited to see this movie because Batman v Superman is something you want to see. You want to see Batman fight Superman. Considering what the movie is supposed to be about, it didn't really do it for me. I didn't hate this movie. I did enjoy it to some extent. It wasn't what I wanted from this movie. It's not the best superhero movie, it's not the worst, it's average, I think it's fine. Have you seen Batman v Superman? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me about it, I will love to know. So, I guess that is all I have for this video. Don't hate me too much for this. Thank you so much for watching, be kind to one another and yourself, and I will see you in my next video. May the force be with you. Bye!